This summer, I lived in Boulder, Colorado, working for Backpacker magazine as an editorial intern. My job included writing, editing articles for online and print, as well as working with social media and other forms of communications for the company. Here are photos of my two desks. Sometimes I was in the office, working in a cubicle, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, like most jobs. But a lot of other times I was out in the field testing gear. The bottom photo is of me and another intern, Corey, out doing some glacier gear testing at Andrews Glacier in Rocky Mountain National Park. We would get to go backpack and try all new gear and then write about it. Part of my job at Backpacker magazine included covering, investigating, and writing about stories. Here are some photos of a couple of stories I did over the summer. The top are reporting at the GoPro Mountain Games, which is an outdoor adventure Olympic type thing in Vail, Colorado, where people from all over the world would compete in outdoor activities such as rock climbing, slacklining, and mountain biking. And the bottom was me doing some article investigation for a trail running article that was being done by them in the magazine. What I would do is go out for a run before sunrise every morning along a trail and try different shoes and different running techniques and see which one worked best. Part of my job included reading and editing passes. Shown here is a pass of one of my articles called Cheat Sheet, Preparing for a Thru Hike. It's basically what it sounds like, a cheat sheet on how to prepare for a long distance hike that's over 200 miles. I would talk to a professional backpacker and then ask them kind of some tips for new beginners, and I would put it in a Word document. Then the art team takes it and turns it into a beautiful piece on the magazine that's seen here. And then what happens is that goes around to each of the editors at the magazine and the writer, which would be me, and in the first pass, and we make edits using sticky notes and pens throughout it. And then we do a first pass, a second pass, a final pass, and then we do a proof, which is where basically what it should look like in a magazine, and hopefully we catch all of the last little wrong grammar issues in it. While this is all going on, a lot of the interns would fact check it, so I would also be fact checking not my own work but other people's works as they were being in the past. In my job, I wrote many print and online stories. Here's a short clip from a sidebar that I did about how to deal with the heat. So there was a lot of issues this summer with people dying, hiking in too hot areas without water. So we kind of put together a couple of tips, and I wrote a short segment on how to take care of yourself when hiking in hot temperatures. During my time at Backpacker, I got to work with senior editor Rachel Zurer on her feature issue called Curves Ahead, a story about women in the backcountry. Here are two segments I did for that feature. The top is a flowchart on how to deal with the time of the month in the backcountry, and the bottom is an interview I did with a woman, a doctor woman on Everest, who was actually the first female doctor to work on Everest, and these are kind of her health tips on how women should stay healthy while hiking in the backcountry. Every issue of Backpacker magazine has a segment called Uncovered, which is on the back page. It takes a cover photo and breaks it down and tells readers how to get there and what they should do. I wrote this back page of Uncovered talking about the Cutler Coast in Maine. I talked about how to backpack there and the different kind of trips you can do for day hikes. I also got to work with senior editor Casey Lyons on a feature about special park rangers. These two park rangers have been nominated for their exceptional learning and activities that they do in the park. On the left is Celeste Drago, who I interviewed from Wind Caves National Park, and on the right is Jerry Bransford from Mammoth Caves National Park. Both of these unique rangers were really a pleasure to talk to, and I really enjoyed getting to write about them and interview them. Another great part about this is getting to work with the illustrator for the magazine and have them sketch out their faces. The first issue I did at Backpacker was the 7 Rules of Solitude issue for the month of September. On the right is the cover photo, and on the left is my name alongside the rest of the writers. Overall, I really enjoyed my experience at Backpacker Magazine, and am further persuaded to work in the adventure and environmental journalism industry, specifically working and writing with magazines.